Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead, right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coach Me Coach Podcast with your boy, Coach Hayes. We got a lot to talk about. And y'all like, wait a minute, it's Monday, Coach. You don't normally come on till Tuesday. Well, guess what? We still bringing you stuff, man. We in the building. We're gonna keep adding layers and layers and layers. I told you we kind of changing things up a little bit, but we in the building and we ready to get it going, ready to get it talking about. We got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to do it. As always, we'll open up the phone lines at the end, but let's go ahead and get this thing in, man. Virginia Tech has hired James Franklin to be their next head coach. Now, here's the thing about it. There's been some talks about this in regards to James Franklin being fired from Penn State, probably about a month ago, I guess, at this point. And there have been a lot of jobs open, right? Florida, Arkansas, LSU, some of the top schools, I'll just say that, right? That UCLA is open. And there was a lot of speculation. But James Franklin decided to take his talents to Blacksburg, Virginia. Matter of fact, that's where my beloved Miami Hurricanes will be playing next week. In 4 days, 19 hours, 58 minutes before they have kickoff. I think it's very interesting. I would love to see what you guys have to say in the chat in regards to your thoughts on James Franklin taking that job, coming from Penn State, being, I want to say, 11 or 12 years at Penn State, brought that program a lot of stability after the whole Sandusky thing, knowing that Bill O'Brien was there 2 years prior. But he really brought a lot of stability to that program. Most programs don't bounce back after a scandal like that. But he brought some stability, brought him notoriety, and just last year was a game away from being in the Natty, losing to Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman. Loses 2 big games this year, and they gave him the axe. He went on, I want to say it was game day, and had a spiel and basically said he's going to win a national championship. It just won't be at Penn State. I don't want to be a naysayer, but I don't think it'll be at Virginia Tech either, me personally speaking. And I've spoke about this on this podcast before about jobs and opportunities. And I don't know if James Franklin got the best deal. And let's talk about it. James Franklin would have been owed $49 million from Penn State up to 2031 if he had not taken another job. Based on reports, he actually saved Penn State $40 million. So his buyout is only $9 million. And a lot of that has to do with making people whole. Again, if he's owed $49 million, typically how this goes is if he's owed $49 million, and let's just say he got a job at Virginia Tech for $40 million, then that's what would leave the $9 million left in order to make him whole. Or he could have sat on his behind, right? And made $49 million and not go to work till 2031 and made whatever he was making per year. I guess it's about $8-9 million a year, and sat down and did that. Now, I'm not sure what clauses he had where he could have gone to maybe commentate on TV or whatever. I don't know if that was a stipulation. I'm not sure. But decides to go to Virginia Tech. And I don't know if that's a place you could win. I've had some talks with some buddies about it. And some people think it's an easier path to the championship than taking a Florida LSU job, even if he's going to be offered those jobs, maybe even a UCLA job. I know the transfer portal is big. I know NIL is big and so forth, but I still think the rich get richer. We haven't really seen a drop-off from those other programs. Been some parity. True indeed. But it hasn't been a lot of drop-off in regards to who are the top teams in the nation. We still got the same 5-6 teams at the top of the ladder when it comes to the playoffs. Even though if you extend it, make it 4 teams, 12 teams, so forth, you still have those same programs. Ohio State, Alabama, Texas A&M spend a bunch of money, those kind of programs. I don't know if Virginia Tech has got that kind of cachet. That's just my personal opinion about it. Let me do this as I talk about it. Got it up here. Try to make some graphics for you guys. So I don't know if they have that kind of deal. Is it talent in that area? Most definitely. A lot of talent in Virginia, Maryland, D.C. area, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, all those recruiting areas. But I still don't know if Virginia Tech draws in the big-time talent consistently. And I think he's got an uphill battle there. I think he has an uphill battle when it comes to Virginia Tech. I also want to say this. I think he let Penn State off the hook. If I was a coach, and sometimes you do things because you want to get right back into it, but if I'm a coach of James Franklin's caliber, I'll wait till the right situation comes. This is me personally. You're not hurting for money. You're really not. Like, I know money is the thing, but you're not hurting. But I would have waited till the right opportunity because I do think, he's not a GOAT coach. Let's not get it twisted. But I definitely think he's a coach that he should have taken his time. I'm not disagreeing with it, but I still think there are better opportunities out there than VTech. That's just my personal opinion in regards to it. I think there's a lot he has to do from a talent perspective. There's a lot he has to do building up from a culture perspective. It's going to be a rebuild. It's definitely going to be a rebuild. He may bring a lot of the coaches he had at Penn State, so forth and so on. But but Virginia Tech may not be as an attractive job as some may think. And Beloved Sandworm say I'm a VT hater. No, I'm not a VT hater. I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting that he took that job. I'm trying to see up here. Somebody left a comment in regards to this. Ham says maybe he wants to challenge, coach. Cool. Give me a challenge with a Florida. Give me a challenge with a LSU. Give me that challenge. When the last time Florida won it? They're running on about almost 10 years, right? Give me that challenge. I understand the challenge, but everybody can't climb Mount Everest. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Ham in the building. Shark says Adona just pledged $300 million to Virginia Tech. Great. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, and I appreciate you, Shark, but we know what it is. We know what it is. We know what it is. The rich get richer, dog. We know that. I think it's a tough climb. I really think it's a tough climb. $300 million? That's awesome. But I don't think it's enough. I don't think Virginia Tech has that. Just within the name within itself. Hell, you were at Penn State. You would think, let's think about this for a second. You were probably the third best in your conference at Penn State in the Big Ten. Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan, however you want to look at it. And then Penn State. And unfortunately, last year, they just couldn't get over the hurdle of Notre Dame. Now you're going to a VTech. Yeah, you probably could win some more games, but I don't know if you got enough to win a natty there. And I think that's the ultimate goal for any head coach in college football, major college football. And so when I look at it and I think about it, it makes me wonder, why did he take the job? Now, let's talk about this for a quick second. I think he takes that job because Florida's not guaranteed. LSU's not guaranteed. some of these bigger name schools are not guaranteed. We've seen those schools take people with lesser name, has done less, maybe at lower level they've done more, and they'll get opportunity, i.e. Billy Napier, i.e. Sam Pittman at Arkansas. Brian Kelly, God, yeah, that's whatever. That's a whole nother thing. But I think that's going to be tough. I think that's going to be tough. A lot of people have to understand what it takes to build these programs. You got to have some foundational pieces to do what, and I want to make sure people understand this too. Let's not make the exception the rule. And I think that's the issue. We look at what Curt Cignetti's doing at Indiana and think that can be done anywhere and everywhere. Right now, he's the exception to the rule. He's the anomaly. I hope I could come on there in a year, 2, 3 years and be like, yeah, coach, you were wrong. Hey, man, I was wrong. I ain't got no problem with apologizing whatsoever. Because all of this is opinion. Let's get honest. Said this is outstanding. Definitely. Now, let me go back and say this. Thank you for that. This is definitely an exciting and outstanding hire for Virginia Tech. The question is, from the coach's perspective, can he get to the natty with this? And I don't know. I think it's going to be a hard uphill battle. I think he's going to do a good job at Virginia Tech. But remember what I'm telling you, his goal was, he said he's not going to win a natty at Penn State. You got to win it somewhere else. And I just don't know if that's the case. Haywood said he thinks the ACC is sweet, as most people do. As most people do. I think the UCLA job would have been better, to be honest. That's just me talking. Because you don't have a concentration of people with all that talent right there. Think about Virginia Tech, right there in Virginia. Look at all of the things you're fighting just for the local talent in that area, right? Not the 5 stars, but I'm talking about the diamond in the rough 4 stars right there. Everybody's down. You can go out there in Cali, in LA, in Oregon, in Arizona, in Utah, all those little pockets, and find cats. That's just my personal opinion about it. I don't know what you guys think. Shout out to Wood. What's up, baby? Virginia Tech doesn't want a natty right now. They just want to be relevant again. Okay. And I get that. But I'm speaking from the coach perspective versus the institution's perspective. The institution may want to be relevant, but this dude right here, he trying to get some hardware, man. He trying to go down in the record books. And I just don't know if you can do it there. I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. And I think he's got a lot of upside at that program. A lot of upside. I saw somewhere else his buyout. I was trying to see how much he was going to make this year. They don't have the details of his contract just yet. But I was trying to see what it was. Anyway. So they announced it on the official Twitter page and so forth and so on. So that's where we are in regards to James Franklin will be your next and new head coach at Virginia Tech. Let's get to the next topic. And I know you're going to be like, oh, Colorado. Well, I told you, I'm going to still talk about some things. Oh, I jacked that up. I'm going to still talk about the main topics. And here's a bombshell for y'all that don't know. Rick George, the athletic director or former athletic director that hired Coach Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime, to Colorado, in reference, has stepped down and become an advisor to the chancellor and an athletic director emeritus role. This creates a huge question mark at the future of Colorado. They have not named any ADs. I've been watching some shows. Shout out to Matt McChesney. He brought up some names. He's a former player from there. So he brought up quite a few names. I don't remember those names. And most people are not in the athletic director carousel of names. So I will have no idea who that person will be. But here's what I do know. What's the future of Colorado right now in regards to Coach Prime? Will this new athletic director, whomever that may be tolerant? Will this athletic director have different kinds of demands? Will Coach Prime be part of the hiring committee for this new athletic director? There are a lot of questions, because one thing about administration and administrative roles, if those people don't get along, it's tough sledding. It's tough sledding. Trust me, I know. My last job, me and the athletic director didn't see eye to eye. He had a certain vision. He's not the one who hired me. He had a certain vision. He did things that I necessarily didn't like. And apparently, I guess I did stuff that he didn't like. So I win. I think that's tough. And it's all about expectations and communication when it comes to these type of things. I think Rick George kind of saw some of the writing on the wall and said, hey, I'm going to kind of get out on top. And I don't want to be the guy that has to make a decision at some point in time. That's just my personal opinion. Second, whoever this next guy is may be the scapegoat to let this go or move on or whatever the case may be. But what I do know is that whoever this next AD is and Coach Prime have to be on the same page. If they're not, this will not work. I don't care how much money you bring in. I don't care. None of that matters. None of that matters. And that becomes an issue. Now, Coach Prime, there's been a lot of talk about, some people say he's going to step down at the end of the season, go and hang out with Shedeur and Travis and so forth and so on. I don't know. And to be honest with you, I really don't care. Whatever he decides to do, I'm with it both ways. I personally think that he should step down. It has nothing to do with wins and losses. It has to do with personal health. But the things that he's going, like the toes, we could go through that. But to have a bladder reconstructed from having a tumor and all of that stuff, and you're still having blood clot issues, coaching is stressful, y'all. It's stressful. And for me, I know Coach Prime said this is like his girlfriend. I love her. Question is, does it love you? See, you got to make sure when you're in them relationships that the love is reciprocated. You can love something to death, but if it don't love you, do it matter? And this game is unforgiving. You throw a clout out there on that sideline, Coach Prime, God willing not. But Colorado's still going to play a football game the next week. I promise you that. And they'll have a whole memorial, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, that's just how I feel about it. But if he decides to stay on, well, I'll cheer him on, root him on. But with Rick George departing as the athletic director, been there, I think 13 years. I believe he was there 13 years as the AD, brought on Coach Prime. That was kind of like his last ditch effort to turn Colorado around. He did that, brought in a lot of money for the university. And he said, I'm out. So I think that's interesting. Also, let me know in the chat what you guys think about this. So forth. Next. Da 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 da. Shedeur Sanders. NFL debut last night and a half. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all clap it up for Shedeur Sanders getting the opportunity to go in there and play, baby. Apparently, Dillon Gabriel suffered a concussion, was under concussion protocol, and Shedeur Sanders had his opportunity to come in last night and play the entire third and fourth quarter. It may not be what people expected, may not be what people anticipated, but I thought it was par for the course. I guess I had to turn on YouTube, and Lord have mercy, the grifters were grifting last night, baby. They were all over the place. Oh, man, they could see the clicks and likes. And I'm here for the clicks and likes, too. So for you, put it in the chat. Well, you talking about it, you here for the clicks and likes? Yeah, damn right. I'm here for it, too. But I'm not here to bash them. Not whatsoever. But I'm also not here to make excuses for them. And I think when I looked on YouTube last night and I saw people, it's amazing how everything flip-flopped. Oh, if he ever get first team reps, he gonna no. He was 4 for 16, 47 yards and an interception. I'm okay with that. That's all right. First time getting out there. They were up 16-10. And again, I keep telling y'all, they the Cleveland Browns, man. He took 2 sacks for 27-yard loss. Ran the ball 3 times for 16 yards. Not a great outing, but that's okay. Here's what I'm going to say about this. And this is the part that I don't understand people sometimes, and I need y'all help. I'm listening to a podcast. I'll leave it nameless, but there was a guy on there that I had some respect for, but I actually lost some respect for. Because they started saying, you see that performance? Nowhere in the world Dillon Gabriel could start again. Are y'all kidding me? It's the Cleveland Browns, y'all. You think because he finally got out there? Y'all said the same thing. Look what happened with that. God, the Browns are going to brown. It's like y'all pain freaks. It's like, nah, I dropped a rock on my toe. That wasn't big enough. Let me go get a cinder block. Break your foot. That wasn't big enough. Go get an anvil. No, take the whole semi-truck and roll it over my foot. It's like y'all real pain freaks out here. And I hate to say this, but you guys are creating the circus again. You want him to get traded. I told him to leave. Who's going to take him? Because everywhere it goes, it's a circus of foolery behind him. Some of it's his doing, some of it's not. And I'm not understanding how people saw what they saw last night, and you think that Kevin Stefanski is going to bench Dillon Gabriel for Shedeur. And this is not, I'm not knocking Shedeur. I'm trying to understand the thought process of you. What are y'all cult members talking about? And the excuses. Y'all take the Twitter. Oh, look at the offensive line, the way they block. Who's responsible for setting the protection? Who's responsible for getting the ball out when they +1 you on the blitz? What do I mean? They're bringing one more than you can block, sometimes 2. They might +2 you. That's the quarterback's responsibility. You got to get the ball out your hand. And if you thought that spin move was going to work, it doesn't. These are the things he has to learn, and he will. But y'all ridiculous, man. Believe it or not, you are making it so much harder for him. And then, what do y'all expect? Shedeur was throwing the ball in garbage cans. You're right. That's what all second teamers do across the country. All 32 teams, second backup quarterback, get the same amount of reps. But the Cleveland Browns offensively are bad. And I told y'all, as much as I like Shedeur, him throwing the football, and all, he's not a savior to how bad they are. That's the part that blows me. You think that this one guy is going to come in and change it. No, it doesn't work that way. We've seen top quarterbacks, and let me give y'all a little secret. The first pick in the NFL draft goes to the worst team. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. The worst team gets the first pick. The second worst team gets the second pick. The third, see how that works? That's why the Super Bowl champion gets the 32nd pick. I mean, unless they trade or whatever, but y'all know what I'm saying. And usually you're a bad team because you don't have a quarterback. But not just because you don't have a quarterback. You probably need a tackle, a D lineman, a corner, a linebacker. You need a bunch of stuff. And if you go look at Cleveland, they need a bunch of stuff. They 2-8 right now. And if you thought Shedeur Sanders was going to come in and change that, y'all are out of your ever-loving minds. Here's why I'll tell you that. You can say what you want to say about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was a winner. High school, college. What, he lost 2 games in 6 years or some foolishness? He go to the Jags and he looked like trash. You know why? Because the Jags were terrible. Just that simple. Do me a favor in the chat. I don't know everything, but help me. Name me a first round pick, a first pick overall, first round, early, let's say 1 through 5. That's fair, 1 through 5. That just the quarterback came in and made the whole difference that year. Name me one. Oh, Cam Ward gonna go to Tennessee. Even he came out, quote unquote, man, we ass. Well, I'm sorry, let me go back. Quote, if you want me to keep it 100, we ass. We ass. For you grifters out there, keep grifting, my friends. Keep grifting. Y'all truly don't care about Shedeur Sanders' NFL career. And I'm going to call people from the big names to the regular YouTube dudes. It's almost like we're arguing matters that are so minute that it's more harm than help. It's more harm than help. You complaining about the amount of reps Shedeur got. He's the number 2 quarterback. That's what it go anywhere. That's what it is. Before it was, well, look who he went out there. You can never satisfy y'all. And so I'm saying this to say, I'm not mad that you stand up for Shedeur. I think it's how you're standing up. You're complaining about nothing. Nothing's ever like and again, you're complaining to the team that actually drafted him. And I said this before, you're not going to tell these multi-billionaires and what they're going to do with their team. Anyway. We got to stop making everything, when it comes to him, everybody else's fault. Because believe it or not, I know you're doing it for the clicks and likes. See, Dan Lanning wasn't lying to y'all. He said, we rooted in substance. Don't just get on here talking. And I challenge anybody. I would love to have a debate about that. Anybody's welcome to come to the kitchen. Hell, I come to your kitchen. Because our arguments are invalid. But the fight is for real. I understand. I think the young man should play. But you're making it a circus. I keep telling y'all, the NFL doesn't like distractions. Y'all really think, and I'll listen to this show, y'all thought because the fans booed Dillon Gabriel and cheered for Shedeur Sanders is why they're going to make Shedeur Sanders the starter? And one of these CU aunties, or what they call them, coat uncles, or what they call them, CU uncles, gonna run and tell that on somebody else's show. Yeah, they was booing Dillon Gabriel, and they can't. I'm getting hot. Because that's crazy. And you think a 4-16 for 47 yards and a pick, I'm not knocking it, but you think that warrants Dillon Gabriel to take a seat? Y'all literally are delusional. And I don't like to call out names. I told you, I ain't gonna talk about nobody on my record. Shout out to Master P. But I don't have a problem talking to anybody about it. Shout out to Shady McCoy, Ocho. I don't even agree with Ocho or whatever his name too much. But on this situation, I agree with him. And I think the voices that we have in this community that could speak up, and if they spoke with some true sense and realness, not fandom, could really make a difference. But because I think y'all killing this kid, man. Because I have to be honest, if I was a head coach, I wouldn't want to deal with this. I would not want to deal with the Shedeur circus. And it's no fault of his own. Now, some things, yes. But it's no fault of his own. Because he a meal ticket, and they're scared to admit it. But the difference between me for the clicks and likes, I'm telling you like it should be. Let the young man just play. And that's the problem. Everybody wants their expectations up here, and when they don't meet them, then you're going to cut their legs from under them. Y'all should hear some of these Twitter spaces, how they talk about Prime now. Man, he trash. So I see some of them same names. The same names that call me a hater are the same names that's on there not talking about that man trash. Them same names talking about he need to recruit high school players. These same talking heads. They sound like old coach now. Because it's the thing they're supposed to say. People crazy, man. And last but not least, I ain't finished yet. I'll say this last piece. Until we get a reasonable voice about the Shedeur Sanders situation, all we're doing is digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper for him to come out of, because you're creating expectations so high. You know how many people today are looking at those stats and I told y'all so. I told y'all. And I just want to make this quick comparison. If you're trying to compare Shedeur Sanders to Baker Mayfield, Shedeur Sanders to Johnny Manziel, Shedeur Sanders to any of these other guys, you know why you can't compare it? Because unfortunately, the game is not the same. Let's just call it what it is. The game ain't the same. Playing two different games, if you follow what I'm saying. Just what it is. Is it fair? No, but it is what it is. This is the game in which we're playing. These are the rules. So, if y'all like to go to your favorite YouTuber and tell them, hey, coach looking for somebody to talk to, I'll do it anytime, any day. Hell, I even take a day off work. Anyway, next segment. Ha-ha! You're gone too far. I know I like that. Let me put this phone number up right now for the gone too far so y'all can start calling in. 862-799-9956. Where you can start calling in right now. We can talk about it. Gone too far segment. This Texas State trooper with the South Carolina game. Did he go too far? I got a little news clip in here. Hopefully they don't bang my head. I'll let y'all hear it.
At 7:13, the Texas Department of Public Safety is reviewing footage of an interaction between a state trooper and a college football player caught on camera. It happened at Saturday's matchup between Texas A&M and South Carolina. You can see the DPS trooper bump into Gamecocks wide receiver Nick Harbor and others. The heated exchange quickly spread on social media. It even caught the attention of NBA superstar LeBron James, who called out the trooper on X, saying he believed the nudge was premeditated and that the trooper should be suspended. In a statement, DPS writes, quote, "The trooper involved was sent home from the game. Our Office of Inspector General is also aware of the incident and will be further looking into the matter." End quote.
Yee! I think this is very interesting. I think that trooper, one, was a fan of Texas A&M because he's a state trooper there in the area. Two, little entitlement there. Definitely. Three, lack of professionalism. Most definitely. Four, he tried to be a bully. A bully. The way he turned around and pointed, he was pissed because they thought Texas A&M was finna be about that thing. Oh, still don't know how South Carolina gave that away. They went too far. He probably was pissed. Now, here's what I'll say. The fact that he was relieved of duty, so forth and so on. Yeah, whatever. What I really want, I need him to come out. See, because I believe, me personally, here's what I believe. Some person said racism. Maybe. But I think it was more of your team was losing. I had to be honest. you know. But anyway, we'll get back to it. When you do something publicly, I think it should be resolved publicly. So the same way that went viral, I want his apology to be viral. Not a red statement. I want him to stand in the paint. Matter of fact, if I'm Nick Harbor, I'm filing assault charges. Because if you bump a cop, they're going to get you what? Assault on a peace officer. Come on now. Are we talking crazy? No. If a player bumps into a referee, he's ejected out the game. If a player touch a referee, he's out the game. Y'all might be saying, Coach, you're gone too far. But I might as well just let's go all the way. If I'm Nick Harbor and that other player, and you can literally see the other player, he tried to move out of the way a little bit, but he kind of bowed up. I'm filing assault charges. I'm filing assault charges. You know how you get out those charges? I want a public apology, fly you behind to South Carolina, and come apologize right there in front of everybody with the cameras rolling. And it better be heartfelt. How about that? See, I'll go back and say this. Shout out to LeBron. He said what he had to say. But whatever, it's a tweet. Ain't make no difference. We need to go make a difference. See, you did what you did and it went viral. Now I'm embarrassed. I got PTSD. Every time I see a cop, I get nervous. I'm going to turn to straight Karen. Oh, I'm a victim. Because I'll say this. And I definitely need somebody to call in about this. 862-799-9956. See, Mr. Overdose says, don't even waste your time with an apology. It would be an apology, non-apology. It don't matter. Because guess what? We always got to apologize, Mr. Overdose, whether it is an apology, non-apology. What do? Put us on the stand and get public. I'm sorry. If I offended anybody, I truly apologize. I never meant to hurt anybody's feelings. And I just had a lack in judgment when I spoke about such and such matter. They make you go kiss the ring. See, you got to start digging deep. Stop letting it go. You got to make people do, because these things will continue to happen. I personally believe, I don't believe it was racism. I don't believe that. I believe South Carolina, and I don't know what time of the game that was. So somebody let me know what the score was at the particular time that happened, because he had just scored. But I believe he's a Texas A&M fan. He saw the number 2 to 3 team about to lose their top spot. He walking through the tunnel. He got bucked like, sucker, watch out. And he got carried away. And he was a little emotional. So I want an emotional apology publicly. I got my dog V12 on the line. Yes, sir. I hear from a dog. My boy. See if he come here clicking or not. Probably gonna come here. He ain't clicking. That's on my shirt. See, that's what I want. What Trick Daddy say? We're going to get you right there where it went wrong. Right there where it went wrong. That's what we're going to do. What y'all think? Y'all? Have I gone too far? I don't think the guy should be fired. I don't care if he go back to the stadium, whatever. I also want you to pay for your actions. Because guaranteed, if Nick Harbaugh, right? Think about the charges you get as a civilian. He put his hand on you and you move your hand. Oh, resisting. They're going to write it up and get everything in the book. We literally walking back. You bump into us. No, I'm filing charges. What my lawyer? I got NIL money. Somebody call Morgan & Morgan. Oh, you want me to drop the charges? All right, let me get that public apology. Nick Harbor and I don't know, number 27, I was really in my feelings. You guys were whipping our behind, and I saw the future of Texas A&M Aggies literally going down the drain as I thought we would lose to an unranked South Carolina. And I got emotional. And I let that badge on my chest make me feel like I was Superman, and I went too far. I gone too far, Nick Harbor. Gone too far. And when you turn around and say something, let me know if I'm going too far. If you're going to open up the phone lines, 862-799-9956. Please feel free to call on the end. We can talk about any one of those subjects. Thank y'all, man. We got 60 in the building and climbing. I know y'all ain't used to it yet. I know y'all ain't used to it yet. But we got this whole Coach Me Coach podcast. We're going to start talking about bring this on. And I'll be on tomorrow as well. We got a whole bunch more topics. Let me go ahead and get this thing in first. I want to hear from my man V2. I know you got something to say. I cut him off on the show, on the post-game show. So I know he's ready to chop it up. V12, talk to me. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, I think Trooper
Wake up, man.
I think the Trooper was a little emotional, man. They were getting toasted. So I agree with you. They were getting, I think it was 28 points at that time, or almost 30-some points at that time.
Like 28-3 or something, right?
Yeah, they were getting roasted at the time. I just don't like just the whole dynamic on how it took place. I don't know if it was another group of individuals would have ran in the tunnel, if he would have had the audacity to go in that tunnel like that and try to buff up on a young man like that. So at the end of the day, he's there. You're there getting paid as a security detail type person. You're not a referee, and that goes to the entitlement and the power that some of these people think they have. You're not a ref, bro, and that's what I was gonna say. Like you're no part of that game. You're not a ref. You're just there to secure and protect the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the young man, he wasn't going in a ton of doodle browning and doing the kid and play. The young man was hurt. So if he really cared, he would have went in there and assessed the situation. That's not what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, to LeBron's point, he's an antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And this how things get out of hand. Because if Nick Hobble would have fired on him, right? Then it would have got out of hand, and he would have been playing the victim. If those guys would have retaliated against him for pushing them, it would have been a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes that badge and the gun gives you an extra sense of entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
I think Texas A&M handled it very well. I mean, I don't think he should be fired.
Mm-mm.
I don't think he need to be around the game anymore. I think he should be done. He's done with, being part of the games with the players to that extent. And he also needs to have some kind of training, sensitivity training. But it was unprofessional. It was uncalled for.
Okay.
No, that's real.
No, the sensitivity training. I always, I always laugh at that too. Not to interrupt you. You know why I laugh at those sensitivity trainings? Because I just think it's something to say that, hey, we did something, but I don't think they truly care. I don't think the sensitivity trainings actually work. Like, that person knows what they did was wrong at that moment. You can go in there and talk about your feelings and emotions and put happy faces on your refrigerator. But I just think
but sometimes, Coach, let me tell you why it's important. Because sometimes
talk to me.
People, I don't know them, and sometimes people like that, they don't want to do it. So the punishment is having them do it, and then sometimes they actually learn something. You challenge them as people, and challenge their profession.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a bad situation. I saw it live when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, did he just push Buddy? I was like, that's kind of strange. Why would he do that? Like, why would you do that? And then want to go point and yell like, it looked bad. The visual was bad. The whole thing was just bad. So again, I think Texas A&M, they came out, they handled it very well, and hopefully that don't happen again.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Believe this or not, Nick Harbor is the guy that is really being talked about. But if you want to know the God's honest truth, 27, who is Donovan Darden, who is a linebacker, he actually got hit the worst. Like, he took the brunt of the thrust. I think Nick Harbor, because he had just scored, he the one I think tweaked the hammy or whatever, and he's the bigger name, is the focal point so far as the interaction. Because you hear, Nick Harbor. But if you go look at it, 27 is the one that actually took the most of the hit. You know what I mean? When you really look at it. I had to pull his name up because nobody in the reports are talking about this Darden kid, because he's not the big name. He's not the 5-star, speedster and so forth and so on. But to your point though, 12, I agree. Do you think he should publicly apologize?
Guys like that, Coach. Guys like that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they find incidences that of more unprofessionalism from that guy, if they kind of really want to dig deep.
Sure.
Because stuff like that don't operate in a vacuum. You just like, where do you get that? Where did that come from? And that's why you want to apologize. I want to know, what was the motivation. That's the big key. You don't have to apologize, because I want to know. I'm a why person. Like, why did you do it? What made you leave from your post? Left from your post. This ain't a law enforcement interaction. You're not a ref. Mm-hmm. You ain't guarding no coaches. Made you leave from your post. They don't have no weapons on them. It's a football game. They ain't doing nothing. They not fighting. Made you leave your post to go try to reprimand these athletes. That's what I want to know.
Well, I'd say this, 12. It looked like he was going somewhere. Like, he looked like he was going up the tunnel to go wherever he was going. And I'm not gonna veer off my path because y'all coming down the tunnel. I don't think he was going to reprimand them directly. I think once they bumped and he said something.
No. When I saw him cutting patches, marching like he had marbles in his boots, he was going to go say something to them young men.
You think so? Okay.
Yes. It looked like he was going to go to get him.
I mean, I don't know, because he didn't stop.
Look at it again.
He walked right through him like he was going somewhere up the tunnel to go, and he's like, I'm on my path. Y'all whipping up behind. You just scored a touchdown, and I'm a Texas A&M fan. F you. He became a fan for a minute, and that badge was on him. And he got big and bad behind that badge. Like, I'm not walking off my path. Maybe I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go. It looked like he was going to go check him. They were hanging in the tunnel too long, and he went to go check on them. That's what it looks like to me. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out what that was about. And so, like I said, I don't want to overreact.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Nick wanted an apology, I don't think you'll get an apology. I know it sounds good when you say, "Oh, 5 charges, Nick Harbor and the other young man." It ain't gonna happen. Cause let me tell you why. If you can throw a Subway sandwich at an ICE agent and get funked with mustard and ketchup and some ham, it ain't happening. So that's equivalent to, I think, throwing that sandwich.
Well, here's what I'll say, but here's all I'll say. Doesn't mean so here's my issue. Like anything else, right. I'm not saying it will go anywhere. We all know when you file charges, if you correct me if I'm wrong, state attorney got to pick it up, but at least it was done. My whole thing is that in our communities, especially, a lot of things are not reported. So the only thing, if you go look in that guy's jacket, meaning his folder, the only thing you're going to see are things that were reported. So imagine how many things weren't reported. All I'm saying for him is exercise your right, my brother, because he exercised his entitlement. That's all I'm saying. Now, where it goes from there, where it goes from there, then where it goes from there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, though. I think sometimes, and I'm not saying it hasn't happened before, but I think it's hard when you're in the context of a football game to really have that criminal element to it for the most part. So, I mean, like when players fight, snatch each other hat off and fight each other. I mean, before that, I mean, it's not like they can file charges. And I'm not
right. That's player to player. Though. That's player to player.
Right.
When the fans throw something at the players, they get charged. Right. If Ron Artest went up there and punched that dude in the face, he get charged. What I'm saying is, I hear what you mean, and I'm not mad at what you're saying whatsoever. I understand it. I'm just saying, as Nick Harbor and this other young man, just use y'all right, because he used his right. And I think that's what a lot of us don't do, is that we just don't use our rights. We don't do like, whatever. Well, 20, 30 of these things go on unchecked. And again, all I want is the apology, because back to I was telling you, 12, for some reason, we always got to apologize. We got to apologize. Comedians got to apologize from jokes from 15 years ago. Think about that.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe
it might be an apples to oranges argument, but hell, a player can get charged if he punched the referee or hit the referee. Now, not in the act of the game. Like if I run into the referee and knock him out because I'm going for a ball, but after the fact, they just charged a kid in California for knocking out a referee last year.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. They have different perspectives when it comes to, and we all know this.
True.
Your law enforcement officers, it's viewed a little differently, and that's why some of the things that transpire today is not always fair. It's not always, apples to apples. Like you said, apples to oranges. And make no mistake about it. I don't think the guy should be fired. The student should be fired. I mean, I think we're moving him from the situation and addressing him, and now we all know who he is, and now it's a microscope on him, and now they're saying it's an investigation. They're gonna look into, I guess, other things. Let's see what comes out. But I think they handled it very well. Texas A&M handled it very well, and I think give it up to young man, because Nate Harbor did turn around, and I think if his buddy wasn't there, the reaction is to like what you doing, bro? Like, no one's gonna elbow me and get away with it. And he kind of turned to kind of like, and then I think it's 27 kind of pushed him away.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to highlight the broader aspect of like, why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when people say, that ain't happened, sometimes law enforcement, they are the aggressors, and a lot of they provoke the situation, and that's how situations turn bad. And I could just see this one going bad if it wasn't for, the cool head of 27, who actually was involved as well, and Nate Harbor turning around and going back. Because not even the coaches came down there to kind of see what was going on. So
Right.
they were kind of on their own. They were kind of on the island by themselves. But I don't know what he thought was gonna happen. I mean, a football game is like Vegas, man. It's cameras everywhere, and he got what he was looking for.
I wish we had a lip reader in here. Anybody know what he said with his lips?
See, like he said, I think he said, get back over there," or something like that, or "get back over there." It looks like he said, "Get back over there," or "get out of here." Play it back. Seems like he said, "Get out of here," and he pointed. Sort of like to me, "Get out of here." Do it again. It looks like he said, "Get out of here," and he kind of pointed back. That's what it looked like to me.
See, 27 took the most, and they tried to get out of, like, you literally see those kids, you literally see them walking shoulder to shoulder right here as a trooper.
Right.
You either step to the side, you see them walking back, you step to the side, and you see the players try to open up. Like, you see them literally try to, like, open up and let him through. And he just stayed broad shoulder. And then he gonna point his finger in his face. That's that entitlement right there. Now that's that entitlement. You gonna point your finger in the man's face? Come on, bro. And look, he got his hand up. Like, what? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But he looked back like, "What are you doing?"
Trying to.
That's wild. That's wild, bro. But everybody was hot. Everybody was hot. I heard they said social media was blowing up.
It was killing
him. They said LeBron. LeBron got on. I think Stephen A. still has something to say. A lot of people, but they say Texas A&M. Give them credit. They was on it. South Carolina, and I think they could make a big deal out of it if Carolina wanted to. But I'm sure A&M probably.
I just want what I'm looking for, not to be funny though, 12.
Yeah.
I'm petty. My name is Petty Pendergrass. And all I'm saying, and I know it probably won't happen, but all I'm saying is, in those particular incidents, in those particular situations, what's wrong with just simply saying, "Hey, man, I'm sorry"? Huh? 12? Talk to me, baby.
No,
huh? I'm sorry.
I agree.
Man.
I mean, I think it'd be good for the sport. I think it'd be good for.
That's an admission of guilt. That's a mission of guilt too, though.
And the public relation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's, and maybe they talk in private. Sometimes people have these conversations. They talk in private. But I know what you're saying. What happens in public, you embarrass me in public, you need to apologize in public. I get it.
I think that's only fair. I'm not asking you to grovel, but I'm saying that's only fair. That's only fair. Because if it was the other way around, as the public figure, Nick Harbor would have had to apologize publicly or make a statement, him personally. And you as an authority figure and a law enforcement figure and a public safety figure and a representative of law, man. Anyway, man, let me get these calls here. But go ahead.
Let me talk. So we talk about Shedeur real fast, man.
Right.
Hey, they set Shedeur up, and it's crazy because I didn't know why they started running the ball, because Quinson Junkins was giving Baltimore the business, so they probably should have protected Shedeur a little bit more and ran the ball some more. But I do say this: the Cleveland Browns offensive line is trash. They're trash.
Thank you, sir.
Bottom line, they're trash. And I want to say this too. I don't want him to get on Shedeur because he doesn't get the reps. He's the third string quarterback or whatever, second string quarterback. He don't get the reps. I wanted to see Sunday, I wanted to really sit down and watch Cam Ward play at Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward is struggling equally as well. He's
Yes.
getting reps, but the Tennessee Titans line is trash as well. So you go to these teams where that's why you go to these teams. You go to these teams who are not very good, and so give them time. Well, I remember last year it was Caleb Williams' turn to not produce how he's supposed to produce. He was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears' offensive line was trash. Their whole team culture was trash. Look at them now. So to people who want to, down Shedeur and so they're talking about Ward as well, they need time, especially Shedeur. He needs more time. He needs more experience. He needs more reps. I think he's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I know Cam's gonna be fine. Once they find a new coach and they change that culture in Tennessee, and same thing in Cleveland. I think Shedeur, for him to be successful, he's gonna have to leave. He can't stay there.
So I'll say this to you, 12, real quickly. One, it's the Browns. They're going to Brown. That's one. Two, the problem that I stated earlier, I don't know when you came on and heard me. The problem that I have, he's a kid in the eyes of everyone. You're never going to be right. If they would have just ran the ball and lost the game, they didn't give him a chance to throw. I heard last night on the show. When Dylan Gabriel was in, they only threw 5-yard passes. When Shedeur was in, they only threw 10-yard passes. They made him throw the ball further down the field. You're never right. And what I'm saying, and to your third point of where you said he need to get out of there, the problem with him getting out of there is what coach wants to deal with the circus that follows him. Because you're never right in anybody's eyes, and it becomes a debacle. It becomes a distraction because you don't want to give him time. You down any and everything that's around him, right? So, and believe it or not, these owners listen to this stuff because they're not qualified. Jimmy Haslam is not qualified to know what the hell a gap scheme play is right now. So what does he do? He listens to the fan. So anything Shedeur does, it's always everybody else's fault and everybody else is bad. The interception he threw it late and he got hit and never got his arm down. The ball came out late. He took a 13-yard sack because he's still trying to do that one spin move and that boy hit him with that scorpion. Get over here. I'm not knocking it. It's a learning process, but it's never that response with the cult members. It's everybody else's fault. I listened to a guy today. The O-line, look, they didn't block. It's Shedeur's job to set the protection. I talked about this earlier. You're +1 on the blitz. There's an extra guy coming. Quarterback, you are in charge of that. If they're bringing 5, if you got 5 to block and they bring 6, you're responsible for the 6th man. It's still 11 on 11. Yeah. That means, but that's the problem with him. Well, not him per se, but so when you say he got to go somewhere else, who wants to deal? That's the issue. That's what I'm trying to tell the fan base. Commentate, tranquilo, because you're making it harder for him. If I was a head coach, would I want to deal with that? Is the risk worth all the bull? Is his talent worth what you're going to get that comes with it? That's the question. 12. And what he can do on the football field, is it worth all of the foolery that's going to come with it? And that's the question you ask yourself.
I look at it this way. I don't think there's a problem with, I know it's me, shout out to Miss, it's me, Bedazzled. There's nothing wrong with wanting to start and starting and developing as a rookie. Prime example, Cam Ward. Yeah, Deion wants his son to start. Who doesn't want their son to start? I'm sure Cam Ward daddy wanted him to start as well. But the fact of the matter is, Cam Ward is starting, and he's not playing very well due to that whole team dynamic, and primarily the offensive line. Michael Penix has a decent offensive line, and he's still struggling. So it takes time for these quarterbacks to develop.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, somebody Mr. Odo said, yeah, it's just that Shedeur has a lot more spotlight. To be honest with you, let's be honest. Travis Hunter, even though he got hurt, he didn't do much this season. It was very pedestrian-like before he got hurt. So sometimes when you leave college with a lot of fanfare, that's why it's the NFL. It's the highest level in this game. It may not happen overnight. These young men need time. I think Shedeur needs time. You can't expect for him to go in and set protection when he's not seeing his live action.
Thank you, 12.
Not seeing it. Yeah, you're not seeing it.
Thank
right?
you.
So you can't expect that from him. Yeah, that's the bottom line.
And but you can't tell them that. That's my whole thing.
Right.
And that's the distraction that comes with him. So now your old linemen are being called trash by people in the NFL, former players, right? That were in the league with you. And now you talking about, the old line trash. But brother, you might have to fan the protection left instead of right. You need to know you are the head. I am the tail. I follow what you tell me to do. But these people don't get that stuff. So when you have these talking heads, especially who are former players, and they go in there and start trashing you, you start killing those guys' value. That's the domino effect of this stuff, man.
Right. Well, the fanfare was started by the fans. And the fanfare was started by how well Shedeur played in college, not by his daddy.
Right.
He played ball. So there's an expectation that he's going to come into the NFL and do something. So, it's just another level. The NFL makes the stars look very pedestrian. He's not the only one.
No.
It just takes time. Same thing happened to Caleb last year. Number 1 draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner, stunk it up. Now look at him now. It takes time. That's all it does. And if we in year 3 or 4 and it ain't happening, then we had this conversation. Should he not play football no more? Or was he a bust? XYZ. But on the first year, not getting reps, I think it's hard to judge. It's hard to judge Shedeur. I think it's hard to judge.
Like I say, dog, Trevor Lawrence killed it in college, killed it in high school. He went to the Jaguars. They was 1-15. The next year they was 3-14. Then they were 9-8, right? 4-13. Now they 6-4. It's a process,
right.
But you can't. But anyway, let me ask you this really quickly. My last thing.
Yeah.
These things here, but due to that performance, did Dillon Gabriel lose his job?
Say it one more time.
Did Dillon Gabriel, because the coach member saying Dillon Gabriel lost his job. Did Dillon Gabriel lose his job?
No.
Now, he may not play this week because of concussion protocol, but I don't believe Dillon Gabriel lost his job because the fans.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't think Dillon Gabriel, and he shouldn't lose his job. I don't think Shedeur did anything to outplay him. And the old adage goes, you don't lose your job, or you shouldn't lose your job due to injury.
Mm-hmm.
And Gabriel looked, as a matter of fact, when Gabriel was in, they were pimping the Baltimore because they didn't know what to do with Gabriel. He was moving, he was making some throws, and then Quinshawn was running the ball. So even with Shedeur being in the game, Baltimore didn't blow him out. So Gabriel's there. That's a different ball game. It's just a different ball game.
They were winning 16-10.
They were winning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, 12, let me get these next callers on the line, man. We're going to chop it up. I know they got a lot to say, man.
Hey, man, and tell Jamar Chase stop lying.
Who?
Can we talk about Jamar Chase?
No.
He spit on my man. The man said he didn't do it, man.
Man, come on, they got high definition cameras. No, you know the NFL probably about 70 cameras at a game, bro.
Man, listen, I think for Chase, and it's gonna sound crazy, but that's why people cry wolf, and you can't believe folks. This man swore up and down he didn't do it. If I'm the NFL, I'm spending 2 games for that. One for the spit, and one for lying.
Right.
What we doing, man?
And he need to give him a public apology.
And a public apology.
You spit on me publicly, you better apologize publicly. That's my new thing. Apologize publicly.
Yeah, man.
All right, man.
All right, bro. I'll
For sure.
later. For sure.
All right, man. All right, we rolling. Let me get this thing in here. I got let me see, anonymous on the line. I'm gonna get through here. I got caller, talk to us. Oh Lord, we done hit the American Legion.
Hello?
Well, where we at? The American Legion?
Oh, what up, Coach?
What's going on, boy? You back there with some Keith Sweat. What's going on?
Oh, feeling good, Coach. How you feeling?
I'm good. Who we talking to, man?
Hey, Coach. This is Brandon.
All right, Brandon, what's up, man? You in the house by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, you with your little lady, man? Because
you know, got my little something on the side over here. You know, don't tell my old lady, but shit.
Well, if you won't tell, I won't. I promise you.
Right.
That boy say, I tell you to stop. And you can love me like me. Nobody. Nobody, baby. All right, Brandon, talk to me, man. What's up?
Shit, Coach.
I don't even know if I want to talk to you after that song, man, but go ahead.
Hey. Look, I just want to say, you know, can we all get along?
All right, talk to me.
Can we get along, Coach?
Yeah, talk to me. What's up?
Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna talk to you about Shedeur. I watched that game. You know, I think he could do well in the league, but he got to get rid of those bad habits. I mean, the cult members, you so right. They making it so hard for that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they do is a circus. You know how many teams they passed on for five rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like even by the numbers, I like to go by the numbers. You know, like Shedeur passed more times than Dylan Gabriel for less yardage. Dylan Gabriel's QBR was way higher than Shedeur's. I think Shedeur's QBR was like 2.4. He threw the interception, and he's just running backwards, Coach. Why has someone must have talked to this kid about that?
Only thing I'll tell you, Brandon Sweat, is only thing I'll tell you, listen, I mean, it's your first start, right? Not an excuse, but it's what it is. You have to break those bad habits. What you got away with in college, you won't get away with in the NFL. The guys are too fast. They're moving at lightning speed. You have to remember, in college, you're playing very good athletes. In the NFL, you're playing great athletes. They are skimming the creme de la creme. They're skimming the cream off the top of all of the top players in college. So everything is moving out. These windows are faster. Look how fast. He tried that little step and spin out. Man, that dude was on him so fast, he didn't even expect that dude to be there that fast. Because when he played in the Big 12, he made that spin move and ran away from the other limp leg dude. And it's what it was. Like think about it. A Myles Garrett is on a 2-18. Bro, listen, a Myles Garrett is on a 2-18. He's a problem. But you can't, I think my biggest problem, and I have to do better, maybe I'm in my feelings, maybe I'm emotional like the trooper, is for me to be called the hater and they get there, and for these people that's doing this to me, you listen, y'all not in love with this game. Y'all don't understand what this game is. You guys are using Shedeur for the clicks and likes. Y'all not telling the truth and let the clicks and likes come. You trying to, it's like a gold rush to them. We heading west. They got gold out west. We heading to Cleveland because it's money that you're not here to tell the truth about this game. I mean, that's my problem. I got a problem with even some of the talking heads, the Shady McCoys and all that stuff as well.
Right. Yeah, some of them, like, you know, they talking about Dylan Gabriel dinking and dunking. Who was that? Skip Bayless. it's just a circus. And you're right, they just using the kid. They just juicing him for whatever they can get.
They squeezing every ounce out of them. And to me, that's like a Skip Bayless. I expect that from Skip Bayless. That's who he is.
He's not even an athlete.
Right. But I expect that from Skip Bayless. I'm talking about, anyway, I feel like I'm talking in circles. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that because we got quite a few callers on the line. But I'll just say this, man. Stop talking to me and go talk to your lady over there or your side people, whoever you see it. And I got a question. I got one question. Let's see if you answer this right.
All right.
Is there anybody on YouTube got a better show than Coach Hayes? Is there anybody?
Nobody.
There you go, dog. Hey, y'all clap it up for my man. He understood the assignment. Y'all clap it up for him, baby. Hey, do me a favor before I let y'all hit the play button on the CD player. I know you got an old CD in there. Hit the play on the CD. We let you take you out to your own theme music. Go ahead, dog. Rock on. Come on with it, man. Great call right there, man. I love it. Brandon Sweat in the building. He knew the assignment. Who got a better show than Coach Hayes? Nobody. Hey, I love y'all, man. I do. Y'all make my day, man. Y'all really do make my day. Let me get down to Chi-Town Kane in the building. Chi-Town, talk to us.
What's good, Coach? How you feeling?
Man, where you been, brother? Man, been looking for you all season, man. At night with a flashlight, man. God dang.
Hey, man, look, I've been trying, Coach. I've been trying to catch your shows live, and I've just been busy.
I got you, man. So what's up, man? Talk to me.
Hey, so I actually agree with you on making that trooper apologize publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Because ain't nothing more demoralizing to a man like that than to apologize to somebody who's younger.
There you go.
Got more money and more people know. Like, there's nothing more demoralizing than that. And on top of that, you pick the one person. Like, it's not just another young kid that nobody really knows. It's, if you're a college football fan, you know who Nick Harbor is. Like, that's like everybody in college football knows that name. So if I'm Nick, I'm having my teammate with me, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna file a complaint. And not only do I want a public apology, I want suspension without pay. Yeah. Because if it was any other person, I would have lost my job. He would have been suspended from team activities. He probably wouldn't have been let in the building. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have been let in the field. So, nah, man, that's what's no.
Listen, I get it, but like I said, I ain't worried about the pay, right? He probably make enough in overtime. He get that back. I want to get you out there in the public. I don't care about your pocket. I want your personality, huh? I want your persona. I want your bravado. I want all that. I want to make sure you stand up there and have to look me in the eye and say, I'm sorry, because you know how many of us got to stand in a courtroom and say, Your Honor, I'm sorry for my actions. I've learned my lesson. Huh? You know how many people been locked? You know how many people been locked up for that? Some even less than that. Come on now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. I definitely public apology. But the reason why, not only the public apology, I'm attacking the pockets. Because if this man who felt like it was his, like, what's the word? He felt like it was his right. Mm-hmm. Behind the badge, and because he's a fan of that team.
Entitlement, yeah.
Yeah, you really, like, come on now. Yes, a public apology, it's without saying. But if you mean to tell me that this, how old is Nick? Like 21, 20 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
If a 20-year-old causes me to lose money, you know how angry I'd be? And I'm 28. If a 20-year-old, 21-year-old makes me lose money, I'm pissed. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think a public apology, and I definitely think I'm gonna need suspension without pay. I need both. I need both. And let's be honest. If he didn't have that badge on and Nick Harbor, and he didn't know who Nick Harbor was, is he really going to walk up to a 6'6", 240-pound person just act like that?
Probably not. The only reason I say this, and I have to be as honest as I can, I'm all about what's also feasible and reasonable in that situation, right? I'm just being honest. I mean, you can ask for it, but I don't believe you'll get the suspension without pay because we've seen them shoot people and get suspension with pay. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I'm saying I want to ask for stuff that is feasible, things that you can actually accomplish. Like we literally see people get shot and have been suspended with pay for far more or far less. You understand what I'm saying? Have done far more and not have to do that. So I hear you. I'm not mad at you. But just doing that alone, that clip gonna go viral for the rest of your life, dog. You know how many people would cut that up? But anyway, that's how I look at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And on top of that, now that his information's public, he can't go nowhere without somebody just saying something about it to him.
Well, yeah.
And at some point it's gonna make him snap. So we'll see.
Not only that, can I tell you how much riff he'll get in the police department? And again, like I say, their stuff is not always public, right? Law enforcement have ability to hide their information and all that stuff. But I'm talking about, just imagine every time he go to the squad meeting or whatever they have when they get ready to go out, everybody be able to have you know what I mean? I just personally feel like he was fanned out at the moment. South Carolina was whooping him. This is my opinion. South Carolina was whooping them good, and he thought they were about to. Because remember, he just scored again. That made it 27-3. Most people don't come back from that deficit, dog. So in his mind, he's like, damn, our number 3 team in the nation is about to be dropped out into we definitely out of the top 4. And he in his feelings, bro. Like, I ain't moving. It's no different than a fan when he walking through, a bunch of the Hurricane fan gonna walk through a bunch of Florida State fans. Cause they looking for like, man, F that job, man. Whatever, man. But anyway, let me push on this shot.
Yeah, of course. Oh, and y'all leave Shedeur alone, bro. Like, come on now. Like, hey, man, I get it. Like, it's just a story. With Shedeur dropping in the draft, not because he did anything wrong. It's just because the league wanted to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
But like at some point though, you gotta let this dude grow. Like, cause I bet you if he goes a game without throwing a single touchdown pass and throwing multiple interceptions, they're gonna be pissed. So it's like I really just think like, just let this kid develop. He'll be fine. He probably won't be a good player with the Browns because it's the Browns. But I definitely think he'll be fine somewhere. I think Pittsburgh is a better location for him.
Yeah, but they don't want to deal with that, man. They don't want to deal.
Damn what they.
Yeah, but
damn what they want to do.
Okay,
they gonna have to. Yeah, they gonna have to figure out what the hell however the story gonna play out.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna say this last thing to you, because I know you're a ladies' man, Shy. Who your celebrity crush? Let me ask you, who your celebrity crush?
Meg Thee Stallion for sure.
All right, Meg Thee Stallion. Cool. Right, I get it. Meg Thee Stallion out there. But everywhere you go, her mama there. Everywhere you go. Oh, my mama coming with us. My mama coming with us. My mama coming with her. This person coming with her. My mama coming. Are you still willing to deal with Meg Thee Stallion? As fine as she is now. Hold up. How long you gonna deal with that?
Nah, it's not how long I'm gonna deal with it. It's a conversation.
But you can't have a conversation with the circus. That's my whole point. So you can talk all you want. They ain't going. Mama ain't going nowhere. So guess what? Who's your second celebrity crush? Who come after Meg Thee Stallion?
After Meg Thee Stallion?
Yeah. Pick somebody.
Okay, there's gonna be.
Just pick
Definitely
somebody.
like. Okay. Kelly Rowland.
All right, Kelly Rowland. She may not be as fine as Meg the Stallion, but guess what? You ain't got to deal with all that headache, do you? She all about you. That's the difference right there. All that come with Meg the Stallion versus Kelly Rowland may not be your top choice, but you ain't got to deal with all that foolishness that come with it.
Hey, but I'd be happy with Kelly Rowland regardless.
You would exactly. Thank you, sir. But who your first choice? You said Meg the Stallion, but you'll take Kelly Rowland. Cool, ain't no problem, but no headache, right? That's the difference. Sure. That's the difference in Pittsburgh. Because is the lemon worth? Is what it say? Is the lemon worth? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Or whatever the damn saying is. No, it ain't. But anyway, I got to push on, Shy.
All right,
Much
love.
love.
See if I could hop on some more shows, man.
Nah, you good. You good.
All right, man.
Thanks, buddy. All right. I see you back there. Get down, Brown. All right, let me get Butterfly in the building. Black Butterfly, talk to me.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
I got beef with you, man.
I was only asking him about Kelly Rowland and Meg the Stallion. I ain't really mean it, Black Butterfly.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you been all sympathizer for that trooper.
I'm not sympathizing for the trooper. What do you think I'm sympathizing?
What I find particularly interesting, and I've been hearing this like off and on all day, is people making all kinds of excuses for that man. And then there are some who are not making excuses, but the ones who are making excuses are trying to think, well, maybe he was thinking, maybe he was doing this, maybe he was doing that. And you're following along that line. What this is making me think of, whenever the Jews say something is anti-Semitic, nobody questions it. They just take them for the word and apologize and so forth.
Okay.
But whenever something involves us, my community, your community, being wrong, there's all kinds of excuses and analysis, psychoanalyzing things, never what it actually is.
So what
now,
was
I
it?
don't think that this was race-baited. I don't think this was race-related, but he premeditated what he was doing. And I do agree with you, he was in his feelings, but he purposely shoved both of those two young men.
I said
he
that.
He purposely did that.
I said that.
Now, I'm still speaking. He purposely did that.
Damn.
And the young man, number 8, did not turn around until the trooper yelled at him with his finger pointed at him. Number 8 was going to continue to walk on.
Okay.
So this was premeditated. And yes, I do believe he should be suspended, but I know you said feasible, reasonable, but yes, I do feel like he should be suspended because when he stepped on that field, he stepped on that field as a trooper because he has the power to arrest someone if they get out of line that game.
Okay.
So yes, he was on duty and he was acting as a police officer.
Okay.
So I feel like, now I heard you say something about charges have been filed. I don't know. I haven't heard that.
No, I said
but
that.
A complaint definitely needs to be filed.
No, I said.
And a public apology needs to be done. That's why I'm still speaking. A public apology should be done as well. Yeah, because this irritates me. This young man out there playing on the field, playing his game, and but what really stands out to me, if he does that with 100, however many people were there, all those many eyes in the sky, just imagine what he would do when no cameras are around. This is not a one-off for that man.
Okay. Let me know when I can speak on the Coach A show.
Okay. Well, you hold that thought on that, and I also want to talk about Shedeur.
Okay, hold on. If you don't mind, hold on. If you don't mind, let me just talk about the trooper, and then we can move on to Shedeur. Is that fair?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So you called in and said you had a bone to pick with me, and I don't see where we disagreed at all. Everything you said, I literally said and we said the same exact thing. So what bone do you
No,
have?
but you also looking at it. You also making excuses. Well, maybe it's this. Maybe he.
No, what is this?
Excuse me.
You said, well, maybe it's this. Tell me what this is. Tell me what I said to make excuses.
That's what I'm trying to get to that.
Okay,
I'm trying to think exactly what you said. What was it? Yeah, you did say he was in his feelings, but you also said that maybe he was headed down that way. No, he purposely went that way. He purposely went down that tunnel to approach to approach that young man. And also mentioned on 27 did get the brunt of the shove, but he turned and pointed to 8.
Okay.
He zeroed in on number 8, and I don't know the young man's name.
His name is Nick Harvey. So can I say this to you, Black Butterfly?
Mm-hmm. It was
and 12 said this, but if he was walking to approach them, why would he walk through them? Now, I believe he intentionally, like I said,
to do what he did, to put his hands on them. Look at how he just shoved them out the way with both of his hands.
Okay.
All he had to do was simply just stood himself to the side and let them walk by.
I agree.
That's what you do when somebody's walking.
I agree.
And you walking toward and you're approaching them, but they were already coming in that direction.
Okay.
You step aside and let them get by.
I said that too. So again, tell me where we disagree. Besides, I said he was walking that way.
In full transparency, I came on the line. I actually came on right before B12 came on. So I didn't catch all of your show.
So
whatever
hold on.
You said before that, I didn't get.
Black Butterfly, hold on. So I'm feeling a little. Just follow me right quick on a quick parallel now.
It just irritated me with hearing people making this. Well,
but
maybe
I
it was good.
But I didn't make an excuse.
So
what you just did?
Hold on. Excuses of
I'm speaking.
What he could have been.
I'm speaking.
Or what he could have been thinking.
I'm speaking.
No, because this gets me hot.
But Black Butterfly, you know what you just did? You poured all of your frustration from other people's narratives onto me when we actually agreed. Because you just said you didn't hear everything I said prior to. Only thing that you said was I said he was walking that way already. And if that was enough to make you upset, then guess what? I'm taking the butt whooping for everybody else out there on YouTube.
For everybody else.
And that's not, but see,
it just don't make no sense.
But that's the problem.
It just doesn't. I get tired of this.
But
whenever something happens within our community, everybody's got to make up all kinds of excuses.
But I did.
No, it is what it is.
But I did.
That SOB purposely did that.
I know, but Black Butterfly, I didn't do that. You took that out on me.
I'm so sorry for taking it out.
And that's what I want, a public apology. Let me get it right here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Coach A. But speaking of public apology, that state trooper needs to go on, hold some type of press conference or whatever, and apologize to that young man. Yes, he does.
I agree.
I would like to see a complaint, and also he should be suspended from being security detail at any game.
I think he has already. I think they've done that part already. I think they've done that already.
Indefinitely. He should never be allowed. Even when he dead, he should never be allowed.
I believe that. I believe he did. But like I said, I'm glad this happened because this is exactly what used to happen. You remember I used to ask a question to the cult members. I used to say, what did I say tonight or any other night that makes me a hater? And they could never say what I said. And you just showed, what did I say? You said you got a bone to pick with me.
I told you what you said. I told you what you said.
I said he was walking up the tunnel.
Right. But you were saying maybe he was going somewhere. But no, he wasn't. He was headed to approach those guys, those young men.
Okay.
Did you not say maybe he was heading somewhere?
I said it looked like he was heading up the tunnel. He was on his path and he wasn't going to veer off. He just stood like playing chicken. I'm stayed on my path.
Purposely.
Oh, okay.
It was premeditated. He purposely did that.
So here's my point.
And see,
Can I ask you? Hold on.
When you make that statement, when you make that statement, maybe he was just. That's the excuse part that irritates the.
But it can irritate you. But
I've been hearing
Black Butterfly.
Maybe he
Stop right there. But
doing that.
Is this thing on?
But that goes back to what I'm saying. Whenever the Jews say something is anti-Semitic, do you ever hear people questioning
Black
the Jews?
Butterfly.
It was anti. What was it that was anti?
Hello.
No, everybody take it at their word. Why can't people take
Black Butterfly
what's happening with our men in our community? I'm speaking. Listen to me. In our community, why we always got to give all type of explanation as to what happened.
All right. Okay.
That's what I have issues with.
My only problem is that I have with that is you saw a guy walking up, and this is where emotion comes involved. People don't want to believe this.
There ain't no emotion. We got it on camera.
I know, but you don't. Okay, but what I'm telling you is, you saw that snippet of him walking. I'm not making an excuse for what he did. I'm saying to you, how can you say with 100% certainty that he walked directly to do that?
That's the bullshit.
No, because
right
that's
there.
the truth.
That's the bullshit.
But that's the truth. What I'm trying to tell you is that's the truth. The truth is you saw the snippet.
How can you say?
But how can you say that?
Words, that's just like me saying, well, how do you know it's racism? You don't know what's in that person's heart.
That's right. You don't know, but you can.
No, that's BS. It's racism because it's happening and you see it.
Okay.
Now, but back to this. Now,
I'm not going to go back and forth. Go ahead. It's about Shedeur. Next.
That this was racial. I do believe that he was caught up in the fact that Texas A&M was losing. I don't think race had anything to do with it, because I do believe that if it was a white boy who would just score a touchdown like that, he would have done the same thing too.
Okay, you go ahead.
What? Go ahead. What? Did you not hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard you. You just said they'll do the same thing if it was a white dude. I heard you.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. You said you want to talk about Shedeur now, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Shedeur. I don't think he did bad, considering the fact this is his first time working with the first string. He never practiced with them. He's always practiced with the second or third or whoever it was, but he never practiced with the first string. I don't think he did bad, but I don't think he did great either. Considering the fact when they brought him in the game, he's never worked with them before. What more can you expect? And as far as them talking about the offensive line, yes, I do think the offensive line is trash because Dylan Grable has been sacked a lot. Falco even got sacked. So what's the common denominator here?
They're the Browns. They're terrible.
Well, yeah, of course they're terrible. But you were saying people are talking about the offensive line, the coach. Well, I actually kind of fall in line with them on that offensive line. It's bad, but the whole organization is bad, and I really think Shedeur should leave. And I do understand what you're saying about what coach would want to deal with his fan base and the circus around him. I do understand that, but he will not be successful at the Browns.
Nobody will.
So
Joe Flacco.
Exactly.
Joe Flacco just proved it.
My question is this: can he become a free agent? How can he get out of there? Man, does he have to request a trade?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know the detail. Here's what I can say, Black Butterfly. Two things. Joe Flacco truly proved that they are bad. Joe Flacco was at the Bengals for a week. And balled out in a week when he was there for months. Second is, I'm going to ask you this last question. I got to push. If you were a head coach right now, would you have Shedeur on your team with all that you know that goes on?
Oh, we're gonna have a strict contract. We ain't having all your what is it, woke media? What is it called? What is that media thing they got? What is it?
You can't stop that.
Not woke media. What is?
That's not a Shedeur problem.
Oh, in my locker room, yes, I can.
They're not in there. That's not a Shedeur. Okay, let me go back to the Black Butterfly. I want you to hear me. It's not a Shedeur problem. These are the outside folks. What I'm asking you, see how you're hesitant right now? I'm asking you, if you were a head coach right now, would you want Shedeur Sanders on your team with all that you know?
Ooh.
And that's the question.
Like I said, there would have to be some strict guidelines. All that. I'm sorry, your brother ain't coming in the locker room, filming nothing.
Okay. All right.
And the owners do have control over that, who comes into their locker room.
Okay.
And you're not coming out there filming practices, not all that's out.
They don't do that now, but okay.
And you're gonna be focused on the game. I would be a Bill Belichick. I'm sorry, like they talking about the Patriot way and how strict he was.
I'm not asking. So
but
apparently
if he can't agree to that, if he can't agree to that, no, he couldn't be on my team. I'm sorry, because I'm not for the circus. I'm about winning games.
Okay. Well, Black Butterfly has flown and spread her wings. Let me push on. Bye, Black.
All right, Coach.
Bye, Black Butterfly. I'll be seeing you in the Discord, Rock.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
Are you gonna?
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Did I cut you off? What'd you say?
Are you gonna be in there tonight?
It's 10:30 already. I'm gonna try. I'll try. We might be in there for a little bit. Okay. We'll do after party after the after party. We'll do it. All right.
Okay.
Bye. All right. I got Dr. Stallins on the line, Ohio player 1761, and I'm gonna finish up with Get Down Brown. We're going to lock this thing down.
Has been locked.
And take this phone number down. Y'all gonna have me rocking. We're gonna do the part 2 in the Discord. All right, here we go. Oh, they just hung up. Why did they hang up? Oh, well, they did. Dr. Stallins, talk to us.
What up, Coach? Man, we're gonna make this short and sweet, man.
All right.
We from Chicago, man. We know what racism look like, man. That white cop is racist, man. Let's call it what you call it. Once you start doing that finger pointing, brother, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. All of your feelings. That's the South. That's the South. You know the history of state troopers. You know they are previously they cut from the cloth of slave catchers, man. So we don't need no public apology, man. It's like you shooting me, man. And I live. I don't need apology. I'm still shot, man. So that don't mean anything, man. The reason why Texas A&M acted on that, they got all them Negroes playing for them. They don't want to mess that up. You act very swift. So having them come and apologize, say I'm sorry, man. Man, we don't want to. We tired of apologies, man. I'm from that far. We don't want no apologies, man. Keep it. That's who you are. And moving on from that, I like what Shedeur doing, man. I like what he's going through, man. He's fighting. You know what I mean? I'm glad he had a bag. Not too good of a game. Now everything is up. And you and another call talking about should Dylan Gabriel lose his job. Are y'all kidding me? Are you kidding me? A guy that's throwing 2 yards down the field. So Shedeur got to break some bad habits. Sure he does. I saw the last drive, man. He almost had something, man. He placed the ball perfectly in that guy's in his arms, man. He couldn't stick the landing. So to have a guy play with some guys, and you listen to Shedeur very carefully in the interview, you say, hey, man, I have never thrown to Judy. I've never thrown to 44. I've never thrown to these guys. So, yeah, I could have played better, but, man, it ain't all on me. So, also you were saying that, if I heard you correctly, you and the young lady before me was saying that I don't want Shedeur with all that. But, damn it, they gave Trevor Lawrence $200 million. What did he brought? Right? We ain't done nothing.
What they got to do? Hold on, I'm confused. Whoa, I'm confused. What does the $200 million got to do with Shedeur? I'm confused.
You come out with all that he brings. What all that he brings? People are eating off Shedeur. Shedeur ain't done nothing. You ain't heard Shedeur being a bad teammate.
Never said he did. But hold
like
on now, because that's what happened with Black Butterfly. I think people hear part of conversations and they don't hear all of the context. And I really highly believe in context. So let me say this. Did you hear what I said about Shedeur first? Did you hear that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I heard you. Right.
So now that one, go ahead. I want to hear what you thought I said.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you were saying all the other stuff. I was like, what the stuff? Do you want to deal with that as a coach?
Right. So
I'm saying that I want you to elaborate on that for what you mean. Real.
Well,
quick.
I said that earlier. So when I said that, and I said all that he comes with.
What did he come with?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. All that he comes with is in the NFL. Every question is, when is Shedeur going to start? When is he going to play? Everything is about him. Hear me out. I get that as a head coach of an organization, and I want you to understand how powerful Shedeur is. And this is not a Shedeur problem. I've been telling y'all this. I don't blame him whatsoever. This is a money grab problem. Everybody on the team gets isolated in some form when something doesn't go right with him. I heard people blaming 44 for dropping the ball. They blame the O-line. They blame the coach. They blame the coordinator for the play call. They said, oh, well, when Dylan Gabriel was in, he only threw 5-yard passes. When Shedeur in, he threw 15-yard passes. Then we should only run the ball. Why they threw the ball? So this is all that comes with this young man. I'm not saying that he is the culprit. I'm just talking about what comes with him. And that's why I gave the example to Chi-Town about the girlfriend. Maybe it was a poor analogy, but I tried to use one to say, hey, this is a pretty girl, but this is the baggage she comes with. Are you willing to deal with that? Or will you take your second best choice and she perfect? See, here, hold on. So my question to you is, if you were the head coach right now of the Dr. Stallings Stallions, would you want Shedeur on your team with all that you know he comes with?
Absolutely.
Then there it is.
Absolutely. Hey, man, listen, I'm about winning ball games, man. I ain't with all that other stuff, and you got to be a perfect teammate and all. Man, I ain't got nothing to do with all that.
I think he is a perfect teammate. Can I tell you this? I think he's a great teammate. I really believe that. Not once have I ever said he's not. We're talking about all the things that apparently to you as a head coach, nothing. If that's what you want, then nothing wrong with it.
No, man, but if you look at all the other quarterbacks, they ain't winning,
right?
But they ain't bringing nothing, man. I want to win ball games, man. I don't get into all the other stuff on those. Man, my job is to put the best player out there to win. I can't control what other people think. I can't control what Shedeur. I don't want to misquote you. I think you said, or the other guy said, they making it bad for Shedeur, the Shedeur. And how are they making it bad? I
said that. The reason I said that is because just what I said. Everything is about, I'm trying to tell you. See, you're looking at the person and you're not looking at all that it comes with. Just hear me out. Just hear me out for a second. Okay. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Does the talent outweigh the stuff that comes with it? Here's a perfect example. I'm not saying this about Shedeur. What I'm saying is you have player A and player B get in trouble. Same offense. But player A, leading rusher in the league. Player B, maybe 15th best rusher in the league, 20th best rusher in the league. They'll tolerate player A because he's producing. Are you willing to tolerate player B and the distraction he brings? That's the problem. And right now, Shedeur is unproven in the league. And what I'm telling you is, from the pundits to the talking heads to ESPN to just YouTubers like myself, there's no right answer when it comes to this guy, unfortunately. If he throws a ball for the interception, they blamed everybody for his interception that he threw.
No, because I'm not going to let you do that. No, they did. No, they didn't.
I could go pull it up right now. Okay, so why did he throw that interception, Dr. Stallins?
Absolutely. The announcer said it was a bad thrown ball. Now, come on.
No, but why did he throw? But why did he throw the interception?
He threw it. It was on him. He
made a
bad read.
No, it wasn't a bad read.
Pressured. It was a bad throw. He was pressured. So now don't talk about everybody.
See right there? See what you just said? See what you did? He was pressured.
No.
Why was that a bad thrown ball?
No, we're not going to blame anybody. It was Shedeur.
And I'm asking you a question. My question is, we know it was him. I'm asking you, why was it a bad thrown ball?
I don't know why.
I'm telling you.
It was a bad throw.
Why?
It's on Shedeur Sanders.
But you know why? Yeah, but you just said.
Tell me why.
Because he threw it late.
I know.
He threw it late. He threw it late.
Well, that's on Shedeur.
I know, but sir, you also, Dr. Stallins, you know I love you, but you just said, but he was under pressure. See how you added that piece in there? If you threw it
late, that's on him.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point.
The ball over. I played basketball.
Okay.
The turnover's on you. You threw the ball late.
You threw it late.
When I hear that's on him, right? When you say that's on him, I'll say, damn, that was a bad throw. Wow.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Come back and say, and then I like the way he rebounded, right? I like the way he drove them down. I like the way that was a perfect throw in the end zone. The wide receiver didn't hang on to it. Now it's a tied up ball game. I like to see when you get hit in the mouth. How you respond.
I agree. I think Shedeur tough. He's tough as nails, bro. I get it. He's tough as nails. I'm not knocking him.
So I don't know.
Go ahead, though.
Give him 6 games. Give him 6 games. Like Dylan, the game is too fast for him, right? It's gonna slow down.
Sir.
He didn't punk out at the end. He didn't throw the ball in the stands. He hit the guy right in his hand.
He did.
To me, I was like, okay. Listen, like when I watch basketball, right? Play basketball. I can look at your misses and say, this guy can shoot. That's the truth. He just missing. Shedeur just missing right now.
And that's okay.
He ain't.
I agree with you. People, I don't know why people are upset. I'm agreeing with. I know he's not scared. But I've always said that he's tougher than trying to bend a 2-inch nail.
Has Dylan lost his job? Are you kidding me? He should have never had it.
But that's
kidding me?
But that's the point. I didn't make the rules. I'm only going by what the people have done. You are also, Dr. Stallins, you are a pain freak. You know why you are a pain freak? Because if you think that Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns are going to give that job to Shedeur Sanders because Dylan Gabriel caught a concussion, then you, sir, take a helmet to your hand tonight because you are a pain freak. It is proven to y'all over and over that they don't want this kid there.
And that's fine.
I know, but you keep saying, no, but what blows me is that y'all be like, are you crazy? Yeah, I guess I am, because I'm looking at what the Cleveland Browns do historically. They don't do what people think they should do.
Listen, I'm not worried about all that historically. I don't think Dylan had a concussion. The booze was loud. That's why they got him out of there. He didn't have he concussed. They can't handle it. Listen, man, Shedeur has got to be ready. He's got to be ready. And I like what he did up there. My bad. I'm going to tell you when you got hard. The man had Judy in the flat for 5 get the first day. He said, you know what, damn it. It's like playing basketball. I got the ball in my hand. I'm going for the win. And damn it, he went for the win. The guy dropped the ball. And next time, he's going to be victorious, man. Don't even worry about it.
Do you really think,
all that.
Sir, do you really think, do you believe in your heart of hearts, Dr. Stallins?
Yes, sir.
That because they booed Dylan Gabriel, it made him go into concussion protocol so Shedeur could get in? Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
So why would you say it?
No, I don't.
Why would you say that?
The basket is that he did get a concussion. It's because he was born a man. Man, they not going to go nowhere with a guy throwing the ball 2 yards. They throwing the ball down the field. All right, Shedeur, all right, 4-15. I'm glad he started down there. Now he got a baseline to come up. Got a baseline. Give him a week. The game was, like you said, the cream of the crop athletes. That game was, them boys was moving at a light speed. Light speed. All that turning around, what he was doing in college, he ain't going to be able to do it. But I like what I saw. He did not get scared at the end of the game. He went for the win.
I got that.
To me, that's the mark. Huh? Say that again?
I got that. But that's Shedeur. That's who he is. I'm not mad at him. You're 100% right. I agree with you.
So
There's not
that's
much that we
what-
disagree on. What I'm trying to tell you is where we disagree is that I don't believe y'all believe the Cleveland Browns going Cleveland Brown. Y'all think because he went out there and he threw the ball down the field that they're going to give him the job when they ain't gave him the job for 9, 10. I don't want a whole eyebrow off this damn thing. I don't beat somebody off shaving his whole eyebrow.
I don't think that.
So
I think he's playing for the other spots now. Cam Ward ain't did too much better. He didn't have 10 stars. JJ McCarthy ain't looking good.
I know
for Minnesota.
but they got to do.
Well, hold up now.
Okay.
The boy.
I'm saying to you, Doc. I'm saying to you,
Give him time.
Exactly.
Give him time.
That's what I've been saying.
Give him time.
That's what I've been saying.
Give him time.
That's what I've been saying.
You something, man. He got to listen. He ain't the fastest. I ain't gonna hold. I know you got some other people. I'm gonna say this to get off. He ain't the fastest. He ain't got the strongest arm. But what Shedeur Sanders have, what a lot of them guys don't have, he got the it factor about him. He got that it that he makes them guys believe. Once he get his confidence up, and say, you know, I can play in this league. Watch what's gonna happen.
Okay.
He's gonna be starting for somebody in there. You know, he's gonna start from there because I know one thing about them coaches. Some of them coaches want to keep their job. Pittsburgh now, franchise like Pittsburgh, San Francisco, those established programs. You probably don't need no Shedeur. But the rest of them guys, man, please. What's his name? What's the Trevor Lawrence, sexy, 6'5", look real sexy. He waved this damn coach off early in the year. Just waved him off, man. Like, shut up talking to me. And that ain't a headline. Now, when he do, if Shedeur does that, he out the league. But when Trevor Lawrence does, he's a white guy.
And I clearly told y'all.
Didn't
I clearly tell y'all that we're playing the same game under different rules? Did I say that earlier or not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
so again, there's not much that we disagree upon, except the fact you just came up and said that he didn't really have no concussion. The boos were too loud, and you think they benched him for that?
That was wrong with that. No, I admit I was wrong with that. They was happy he got a damn concussion because he ain't throwing the damn ball down the field. Everything's out. At least Shedeur going to take a gamble or two.
I'm with you.
Unless he's going to throw the ball. Imagine you being a wide receiver coming in your contract year. You was all world like Judy was, and the man hit you in the back of the head. I was going to the bathroom the other day. Gillen hit me in the damn back of the head with the ball. I watch all the games, man. So, and they don't respect them. The team don't respect them.
Okay.
No, if I'm in that locker room, like, Shedeur, listen, man, I said, damn. If that guy would have caught that ball, man, hey, man, but I like where he going. He didn't panic. They had the 2-minute drill. He drove down. He was about to be legendary, but he came unlegendary because the guy dropped the ball. So, but I'm not going to hold you up, man.
You good,
love
man.
talking to you. Love your show, brother.
Appreciate you, Dr. Stallins. Thanks, brother. Hey, and James Franklin, the dude that you didn't know was a brother, got the job at Virginia Tech, Dr. Stallins. I just want to let you know.
I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy.
Hey, I can't wait. I can't wait to see all those people start Virginia Tech YouTube channel because a black dude got a job at Virginia Tech.
Ooh, yeah.
How about that? Anyway, we'll talk. Yeah. Appreciate you, man.
All right, coach.
Yes, sir. All right, Ohio player, and then get down Brown, and we're going to get up out of here. Y'all too funny. This man, see, y'all just come. First of all, Black Butterfly got a bone to pick with me. Come to find out we ain't got no bone. Dr. Stallins come in here, talk about the man had a concussion because they booed him to death. I'm going to change this show ain't co-head football no more. This psychologist Hayes. I'm like a couch. Y'all just come in here and vent to me. Ohio player. He plays so beautifully, y'all. But hold on, Ohio player. Outsider. Coach don't like y'all excuse. He thinks his excuse better. Well, what's my excuse, outsider? Jump on that phone and let me know what it is. Anyway, talk to me, Ohio player. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Coach Hayes? How you doing?
Oh, man, I got a headache again. Go ahead. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk briefly about that Texas A&M. I'm a Texas A&M fan. I like their quarterback Marcel Reed. I think he should be a Heisman Trophy front runner. He's been playing good. So, but you know, that was some classless stuff by that state trooper. You know what I'm saying? Not only should he be fired, I think he needs to do a public apology. And I wouldn't mind if the kids sue him too, because he knew what he was doing. He did that intentionally. You know, the dude had hamstring injury running up, and his teammates checked on him. He was coming out, and that cop just wanted to be Billy Bad Butt, and he's, trying to flex his power,
Yes, sir.
this is my badge, and it was on a power trip, and that was very ignorant of him, and he should be held accountable. I think he was relieved of his duties, but that's not good enough. He should be fired.
100%.
But I'm going to the Shedeur. I said Shedeur. I gave Shedeur a C. It's a C. Not a C plus, C minus. I gave him a C. I'm not like some thinking he's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time, but I'm not going to say like naysayers he's going to be a bust. I think he did well under the circumstances he was presented with. He did not have he never had first team reps. Dylan Gabriel had first team reps all summer. He never had no first team reps, and I think, he completed his first 2 passes. Then he went on a little cold streak, but it was some drop balls, drop footballs, like at least 4 passes, even out on that last touchdown pass, could have been last touchdown pass, last 2 minutes, in last minute of the game, it was a drop. I think, a tad more effort, that was a touchdown. With all that being said, I think he, did well. I think he escaped.
You said, I'm sorry, real quick, how player. You said a tad more effort. You talking about when the guy had it and the other guy raked it out his hand?
Yeah. I think if he had snatched it in, he could have got it. He could have got it. It could have been a touchdown. And that's just my thoughts.
Gotcha.
So, but besides all that, I think, and then Shedeur scrambling ability is not. He don't have his bad legs, as we all know. I don't care how big of a fan you is. He just don't have Coach Prime legs and all.
He got his mama speed,
but
yeah.
Yeah. But he does the best what he got to work with, and he was pretty good, in his standing plays. Also, like I was saying, of course, Cleveland offensive line is ranked like 31st or 32nd in the league. Not good, but the coach did trust him to throw the ball more downfield, which he was doing. That's like I said, I gave him a C, and also, if he gets more first team rep, which everybody's expecting him to do this week, because if you know anything about concussion protocol, it's going to take at least a week, and nobody going to go from one Sunday to the next Sunday. So that's a process in itself. So more than likely, he's going to be starting against the Raiders. I mean, in Vegas in the next game. And I think I wanted that game to be his first game anyway, because I don't know if I was telling you, but I was telling other people, I ain't want him against the Raiders defense. The Ravens are playing elite defense right now. Last several weeks, they were playing elite defense. I ain't talking about how they started. I'm talking about where they're at right now. And I did not want him going up against the Ravens, because I said that's like throwing you in the lion's den. But he handled himself pretty well, pretty good under the circumstances. He wasn't spectacular, but he wasn't, too shot either. So he did, the best with what he had to work with. And I'm telling y'all, Cleveland is about to build themselves a new stadium. They already got it. $3.4 billion stadium. There's a few minutes from downtown. They want fannies in the seat. They want star appeal. Their owner is about that. He's like, I call him a Jerry Jones 2.0. He's Jerry Jones light. So he's all about that money. And Andrew Berry is, the general manager. So he called the shot with everything, and they got close contacts. I don't know about Coach Stefanski, because, he's hot and cold with what he's doing. I don't know if he's going to stick around. Because if they get that defensive coordinator, Brown's got like the number 1 and number 2 defense in the league. Myles Garrett is a terror. Myles Garrett broke Lawrence Taylor record for most sacks, 12 plus sacks per season last 6 years. He broke Lawrence Taylor's record. So they got the number 1 and number 2 defense. If Coach Schwartz gets that coaching job, and he likes Shedeur, and he gets him Shedeur offensive coordinator to their liking, that's going to speak volumes. And kudos for the Shedeur to prevail in this system. You don't have to go under Coach Stefanski, dink and dunk, West Coast offense, light offense he be running 5 and 10 yard passes, because that's not working. He ain't worked with Deshaun Watson last year before he got hurt. So with all that being said, I think Shedeur, he just give him a decent line, he will be prime time. I call him Showtime, but I think he'll be prime time. He gives a decent line.
And that's most places. But real quick, I'll just say this right quick. Outsider says you blaming the organization, not the players. Exactly. Because the organization is who put players in place.
Yeah, that's been,
I know, but that's what I'm telling outside of this. Outside, he put a comment. The outsider says the outsider, he left a comment saying, because he was talking about the excuses, and he was saying, I blame the organization and not the players. And I was saying, you're right. Because the organization is so bad, they don't know what to do with the players. That's my whole argument, is that we're blaming all of this, but it's the organization. Just Just go back to the draft. Why would you draft Dylan Gabriel in 3 and then draft Shedeur in 5? That's stupid within itself. When you already had, excuse me, Kenny Pickett and doggone Joe Flacco there. Would have hurt Deshaun Watson. That's why I blame the organization, because they don't do anything correctly. So when people are saying push Shedeur back, he's supposed to be there. They haven't done it when they should have done it. So what makes people think that they're going to do the right? Like, I think that's the pain freak part of me, bro. It's like people don't understand why crazy people don't make rational decisions. That's something I never understood. Like, you ever seen that dude that be crazy on the block? And they'll be like, man, that dude don't never be thinking straight because he crazy.
Right.
For you to look at that dude and be like, you wondering why he don't make rational decisions? Because he crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you look at the Browns, man, I don't know why the Browns don't, because they crazy. I don't know how else to explain it. It's almost like y'all don't believe what y'all see in the mirror. They have proven. Tell me, am I right or wrong, Ohio player? Has the Ohio Brown, has the Cleveland Browns proven to you all that they don't do nothing right? Am I right or wrong?
I mean, the local media is 100% ahead of you with that. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? They just do things butt backwards. I hate to
So
say it,
why? So why do we think when the first mistake Shedeur Sanders, whoever followers made, was they thought because they drafted Shedeur, he was gonna get a fair shot? That's y'all first mistake. Now y'all was proven wrong with that. Then when they got rid of Joe Flacco, he decided to go. Y'all thought they was gonna move Shedeur Sanders up to 2. Y'all were wrong with that. Then when Kenny Pickett left, then Joe Flacco left, y'all thought they was gonna move him to 2. Then somebody had nerve to bet me an eyebrow that he would be starting by week 7. You were wrong with that one. Then you really think that now, because a dude went on the concussion protocol, and when he gets back off of concussion protocol, he won't be the starter again? I said I wasn't taking no more bets, but damn it, I'm willing to bet an eyebrow tonight. I'm feeling frisky, Ohio player. That's my point. Name one thing.
Works to do a favor that I could push back on. Dylan Gabriel was 1-5 as a starter. You know, even if Shedeur won that game, it wouldn't went on his stat sheet. It would have went to Dylan Gabriel since he started the game. You know, if that makes sense. But I say all this, you know, and this is the reason why they got rid of Deshaun Watson. That would have been huge against his salary cap. I mean, a huge dead cap. You know, that's why they got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? And this is my hunch. You know what I'm saying? And Barry pretty much said it without saying it. It's probably gonna come down between Watson and Shedeur battling out to see who's gonna be the number 1 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot invested, a lot of money into Deshaun Watson. Gave up like close to 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks and a bunch of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they want to get a little something out of it. So that's why they're still hanging on to Watson. So it's gonna be between Watson and Shedeur. That's my hunch. You know?
Okay, now can I say this last thing and I gotta push on?
Yeah, sure.
So you telling me, hold on, listen to what you just said to me, Ohio player. They spent a bunch of money on Deshaun Watson and who? And what else did they give up? Draft picks? Hold on. Draft picks
they gave up 3 first round and 2 second rounds. 2 second round picks and 3 first round picks.
And they paid him $230 million, right?
230 all up front. Guaranteed money.
So hear this out. You paid, listen to what you just said to me. You gave a Deshaun Watson $230 and about 3 or 4 different draft picks. I don't care what number. And you say it's going to be between him and Shedeur?
That's my hunch. The reason why I'm saying everything is,
I'm telling you it's not going to be up. I'm telling you it's not a quarterback competition. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go back to that other lie that Cleveland Browns told people. Oh, we have a quarterback competition. It's open to everybody. That clearly was a lie. If you think that $230 million up front plus other draft picks, and you think it's going to be a quarterback competition between Shedeur and that guy, sir, you clearly ain't been watching the NFL. That's all I'm going to say. God,
yeah. They do strange stuff like that. This Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? As you know, this Cleveland. You don't even live here. This Cleveland. I mean, it's Ohio. That's just how they do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, they butt backwards. And the reason why that's why people say, why didn't you get rid of you? You can't just, you know, because it's gonna count so much against that salary cap. It's not gonna be funny. You know, I just want to say it in layman terms. It's gonna count too much against the cap. And like I said, the only reason they traded Joe Flacco and they got rid of Kenny Pickett. And they about to get rid of Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? They just want to see, because I want to say, let me just give him a sample size so it can be fair since it was drafted before. That's why I think. I say this is a hunt. This is my perspective. I'm not saying this
no
is
problem.
In any stretch. Yeah, no in any stretch of the imagination. But they got so much invested in Deshaun Watson. And I told you, Andrew Berry picked Deshaun Watson. He convinced the owner. And the owner liked Deshaun Watson, too. You know what I'm saying? And he likes Shedeur, too. And he knows he's trying to get in that $3.4 billion stadium. You know, Dome Stadium, brand new, and he wants fans in them seats because because if they winning, the Browns fans are loyal. I will say that. So that's why I'm thinking, it may be shaking out to be between Watson and Shedeur, whoever prepared a lot of that, you know. And I don't know, and I can't give nobody no clear-cut answer who's gonna be the quarterback out of that. You know, it depends. I lean towards Shedeur because I don't know the severity of Watson. Is he gonna come back the same way? That's on.
Sir, if you believe that they're gonna give a $230 million to the backup, or you think he's gonna be
No, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. I said they gave $230 million to Deshaun Watson. That's a lot of money.
And you just said that you think Shedeur gonna beat out Deshaun Watson, and basically you paying $230 million for a backup. That's what I just said. Based on
okay.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying it like that because I don't know the severity of Watson, and is he gonna come back and be the same Watson of old? You understand what I'm saying? Because of that injury.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, the Ohio player, you played so beautifully tonight, man. Won't y'all agree? Y'all give it up to the Ohio player, man. Yes, sir.
All
right, bro. Slug Bruce for the 189. Shedeur's average player. He not prime. Wow, that's tough work right there. Rawhide, boy, y'all boy loose on that show, boy. I watch y'all for about 3 hours a day. Y'all boy loose. Slug Bruce, thank you for the 199, man. All right, we're going to the last caller of the night. Get down, Brown. Get down. What's up, baby? Get down, Brown. Going once. Let me check out his other phone.
Coach, I've been waiting 2 hours. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
You've been on here 2 hours, dog. You was on the phone line before I even started the show. But I knew you was going to take us out. Listen,
2 hours and 48 minutes.
Yes, sir. And I knew you was going to take us out with a bang. Y'all matter of fact, y'all clap it up there. Now that's dedication. Y'all clap it up and get down.
Yes, sir. Man, wow. Coach, man, thanks for letting me close out. It's normally a job for my uncle, man. So I'm walking in some big shoes tonight. I heard you unpack tonight with passion, with desire, from the front to the back. You started out with a real great topic. James Franklin, congratulations. A black head coach at Virginia Tech. Following a legend, Frank Beamer. Not his son, Shane, that blowed the biggest lead in college football that I could ever remember. So we're not going to talk about the son. We're going to talk about the legend, Frank Beamer. And I feel like you, with LSU open, wide open, like the Hurricane receivers. Shout out to my boy Kevin Bill, 2001, the greatest college football team of all time. You figure out where he played. UCLA, you talking about a chance to be in Hollywood, California. Huh? You ain't got to recruit with the Carolinas, the big state of Virginia, which is a big state. That triangle up there, Maryland, DC, Virginia. You can go out in Hollywood. Something that a country boy like you, no disrespect, Coach Franklin, African-American coach, going to Hollywood. But you choose, you choose Virginia Tech. And, I kind of feel like you, man, you could have went for the big fish, and now that's gonna We're gonna find out is he a better coach than Mario Cristobal.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we got to deal with this guy. How he recruit, how he coach, who he bringing with him. The last stop he was at, he followed the winningest coach in college football history until they took some of his wins. Rest easy, Joe Paterno. And you know about the Jerry Sandusky thing and all that they had going on. So you got to look at who you following, whose shoes you putting on. Well, tonight I got my Uncle E. Brown shoes on. And I kept wondering why I'm sitting at my kitchen table with all this food in my house and I'm eating applesauce. Because it's the shoes that I'm following. Now, y'all done gave it enough life tonight. I ain't going to give it that much because anything you feed, it'll grow. Shedeur Sanders. Day one, the owner of the Cleveland Browns. Let me show you how small this world is. I worked for this guy for 10 years at the truck stop in Midway, the Flying J. He is the owner of Flying J's truck stops all over the world. That's his industry. Then he had so much money, he said, I'm going to buy me a football team. Jokingly with me one year, he said, because your last name Brown, I'm going to hire you to work for him. Then he go to the Cleveland Browns. That explains why day one, out of the quarterbacks, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, the quarterback for Oregon, and then Shedeur Sanders, they pick a 49-year-old quarterback to start out all four of them. That's the handwriting on the wall. So if I come in and I'm not better than Joe Flacco, I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. That's when you knew the decision that organization made with the quarterbacks that they had on the table. So if you think a guy that's almost 50 gives you a better chance than a guy that's half of 50, then that's saying a lot about him. And I'm going to say this. Some great football players that came to the University of Miami, they was great in Dade County in high school. Well, when you leave high school, you go to a level called college. Just because you was great in Dade County, some of the receivers that we had, I'm not going to call their names, they weren't that good at the U. They was dropping balls at the U. They was too small at the U. And they didn't turn out to be what they were in high school. And when you leave college and go to pro, because you was good in college, don't necessarily mean you're going to be good in pro. Because you was good in Pop Warner, don't necessarily mean you're going to be good in middle school. Or because you was good. So it's the expectation, sometimes it's unfair. And who his daddy is, his daddy was one of the greatest of all time, still is. And I'm more concerned about not how good Shedeur is, like you. I'm concerned about Coach's health, man. Coach Prime health. He had some challenges, and I know he's a man of faith. I'm a man of faith, and nothing's more important than his health. And I got a chance to meet Coach Prime, and I've had a chance to meet a lot of great men. But in my closing, after waiting so long, and you've been working and grinding tonight, man, and it's Monday night. Cowboys just won. It's Monday night. They saying our Hurricanes only got a 10% chance of making the playoffs. 1 week is Dr. Jekyll, the next week is Mr. Hyde. We just need to beat, quote unquote, Virginia Tech. Huh? Virginia Tech. The same Virginia Tech that Frank Beamer made special teams. Mm-hmm. Bruce Smith, Michael Vick, Marcus Vick, Clowney, the receiver. Those names. Can James Franklin go find those guys? Can he go to Newport News, the same city that they got Michael Vick from, and find another Michael Vick? Mm. That's the challenge he got.
I used to live
but
in
the challenge they got him. The challenge they got in about 5 days is to get them guys with the white tops and green pants on with that U on the helmet off them. Off of them when they start all that bouncing up and down and playing the good music that sound good and everybody drinking beer, and can't none of them score a touchdown or stop the Hurricanes from scoring a touchdown. Yes. So James Franklin, I know you'll probably be in the press box, in the sky box, and you know this won't count as a loss for you, but it'll count as a loss for you. So in my closing, what's good and bad about my Hurricanes and the dill pickle and the Pringles. I love the most spicy Pringles. All those kids that shining now, they was on this roster from day one. I ain't going back at my coaches. I ain't gonna take no shot at them. They should have been playing these kids. You can't have alligator arms, Lane Kiffin, when you're coaching. And coach, you done been a coach. You can't let the rotation get short because you're in a big game. The same kids that you recruited, they was good enough. The same kids that signed on National Signing Day, they was good enough. We was in that battle, and the number 29, the kid with the short pants on, he ain't covered nobody last year as a freshman, but they hyped him up. He was running behind Bell. Saturday night when Louisville lost to Clemson, I didn't even know Bell was playing. So we've been playing the wrong kids and not playing the right kids. So our coaches got to, man, they got to tighten up. 2 losses should have made them find Pringle. They should have found him from day one. It's enough football and handoffs to run Fletcher, to run championship winning Marty Brown, to run my guy number 2 that can't stay healthy, and Pringle. That's 4 running backs.
Yes, Lord.
You do the math. Give all 4 of them 10 carries, but get it in. Different formations. Make them other teams coach. And put your talent. The receivers. Joshua Moore. There's some more kids over there ain't played. Nigel Carr, the Carr kid. And ain't no way number 87 our best tight end. No, he's somebody's son, but come on, we talking about tight end. You ain't no way he the best tight end. And Lofton the underachieved. We gotta have another tight end over there, or convert one. Warren Sapp came in as a tight end. For all the Kane fans, that's Google fans. Warren Sapp was a tight end when he came from a Parker. And you know what? We had so many great tight ends. That's what he said. We started looking at the line and practice. Man, I better go over on the other side. There's too many good tight ends in front of me. He went over there and got it D-tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a Hall of Famer.
That's right.
Coach, this the best podcast in the world. And you talking to a podcaster. Your podcast shut me down for 2 years. It was so good. I said, ain't no way I'm going to start over. Because I ain't talking about them. See, I ain't talking about nobody. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But, man, I waited. I ain't even wait. Man, I ain't waited in the waiting room this long. But it was worth the wait. Huh? It was worth the wait. I was on 2 phones watching Monday Night Football, cooking dinner, and waiting to get in.
I love it.
You the real deal, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
And yes, sir, man. We got the Hokies. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you go. They say, when we were growing up, they say, you put your left foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what the game's about. Virginia Tech, get ready, Category 5. We're doing the hokey pokey all the way down. How you like that, Coach? I know you doing the hokey pokey. Come on, man. You put the left foot in.
I put it in.
We're doing the hokey pokey.
I turned myself about. I turned myself about.
Come on, turn yourself about, Coach. You deserve it.
I did.
You're going to be doing it.
I did it.
And it look better when you're drinking cane juice. See, they won't even know if you're doing it. I'm gone, man.
Y'all, Freddie. That boy get down Brown too funny, my man. I don't even know how I can finish up with that. I'm going to finish up by saying I appreciate y'all. It was super fun. Like I said, we're doing more of the Coach and Coach podcast. We're talking about all type of topics in college football and just around. I thank y'all for coming out, hanging out with us, man. Spread the word, right? Because that's how this channel grew from the beginning. That's how it's going to continue to grow by y'all hitting the button as you come on in. I love having dialogue. I love talking, man. I love each and every one of y'all that comes through. Y'all make this channel great. And people like Get Down Brown, Black Butterfly, the Ohio Player, Dr. Star, everybody, man. Everybody. Y'all make the channel fun. LMV in the building. LMVP. I ain't going to never forget her. That is the producer. all y'all make this thing go and make it grow. So I appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow 8:30 with another Coach Me Coach podcast. I got to go find some topics to talk about. We're going to try to get this thing going a little bit more often, but maybe not as long. But we've been here 2.5 hours. I appreciate y'all. Much love. We up out of here. I do the hokey pokey and I turn myself about. That's what it's all about. Hokey pokey.